Alright.
We
We're just sat in the
We
middle
look
of
like
it.
we just fucking decided to come hiking and then said, fuck it, let's record a video.
Young Sinatra, that's to the death. We turned up till we go deaf. Rap packs to my last breath. I cut records like Kid Cudi. Day and night, that's all the time. From the underground to the...
Alright, so
So,
welcome to our first classic
classic
review.
review. We know we said we'd do My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, but we really want to digest that album. We haven't finished listening to it yet.
Yeah, it
to
took
be
me
honest.
7 years to digest.
We haven't finished listening to it yet because we've been listening to
We're
a
just
bunch
like
of other shit.
revisiting the album, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we kind of like, I haven't listened to it front and back, so I really want to take it in, you know, fully,
Yeah.
and then explain.
And I
In
just
any
fucking
case.
love the album. I'll take any chance I get to listen to it.
There you go.
So we're doing Man on the Moon 1 and Man on the Moon 2 as our first classic
As
review
our
because
first
you cannot
classics.
deny that these are classic albums.
They are classics, 100%. Cudi's been around in the game
For a while now.
for a while.
And
those two albums, his first two albums, or first two solo studio albums, because they were his first solo production.
yeah, he had a mixtape called A Kid Named Cudi. I did
Yeah,
some
I remember
research.
that.
Yeah.
But like it wasn't world renowned. Like,
No, it's just a mixtape. It was
like Man on the Moon is.
It was kind of like an intro of Kid Cudi into the rap game.
yeah, like who he is and all that.
Man on the Moon 1 and 2. So let's just start off. Which one do you like better?
Man on the Moon, the original one. Man
Yeah.
on the Moon 1. I know you feel the same way about that. I've listened to the Man on the Moon 1 before, and I've listened to the main really big hits on Man on the Moon 2. I never listened to it front to back until we listened to it. Now, Man on the Moon, both Man on the Moons, the concept behind it is they're supposed to be entering his dream world. So it's basically Cudi. If you don't know much about him, he was a very depressed person. He went through like a very dark time in his life.
Up until recently. I think.
Up until you dropped Passion, Pain, and Demon Slain. The whole message behind these albums are Kid Cudi's he was a very depressed person. So this was like going into his dream world. This was Kid Cudi. This is how he lived his life when he wasn't stuck in depression. So the album's like either it's his nightmares that he'd wake up from a dream and he'd write down music. He said it in an interview. He could vividly write a song in his dream and he'd come back to reality and he'd write it down on a piece of paper. And I find that fucking cool. But
I think that's really cool. And you don't see that a lot nowadays. A lot of rap albums or mixtapes are just kind of
thrown out there.
just kind of thrown out there just because they have to, because of their label contracts or whatever it is. But this was an album you could really tell because he had he was with Kanye. Kanye probably said, "Hey, you do what you want, and I'll back it up."
Yeah,
you know
you
what
do
I mean?
you, and I'll fucking be there to support you.
And that kind of unlocked all of Kid Cudi's creativity, I think.
Kanye West had a big influence on the first Man on the Moon.
Actually, yeah, and he had a big influence just on Kid Cudi overall.
Yeah,
you
Kid
could
Cudi's
really
life
tell.
overall for sure. They're homies. They're for sure.
Oh yeah, and like the some of the flows on Man on the Moon 1 really remind me of College Dropout Kanye West.
Oh yeah, College Dropout. A little bit of late registration. Not at all Graduation though.
No, not really. No, not really any of his other albums.
A little bit of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy though.
Yeah, a little bit.
Wouldn't you say especially in the first
it's kind of
one?
like moody production, fucking dark and shit
In the
like
first
that.
one. So here's this one.
That is what, Pine Tar?
Pine Tar.
There we go.
Should we load some Violator on top?
Absolutely.
Now keep in mind, like, look at the size of
it's
this
a pretty
bowl.
big pipe bowl.
Like, this thing goes deep, man.
Oh yeah.
It's a big pipe. Pretty busy place.
I didn't know you-
Whoa!
We're in heaven.
Sorry there, boys. We died and went to heaven.
Oh, that's good.
That's pretty good.
If you can't tell, we live in Canada. Now you can because of all the snow in the background. It's fucking dank shit.
First hit of the day. That shit's dank, homie. It's gonna smoke out any of the hikers. Yeah, it's dank. When I first started smoking, everyone always tried to be cool, you know, and like not cough. They're like, "Oh yeah, this is a shit." Like, I'm not gonna cough because I'm an OG, you know?
Yeah.
Fucking Dr. Dre. But no, man. If you ain't coughing, you ain't getting high, homie.
Yeah. No, for real.
That's just the way to live by it, you know?
Yeah.
We'll pull up the track list here for you guys. So, the cool thing about the Man on the Moon series is they're broken up into acts. So the acts in each dream.
The first one.
And the second one. The second one's
Second
broken
one
into
is-
acts as well.
I didn't know that.
So we're going to go here. I'm going to give you guys some background here on the album. Then we'll give you our favorite tracks and all that. Okay, so the act number 1 is called The End of the Day. So this is like when he's preparing to go to bed, when he's preparing to sleep and all that. He's still not sleeping yet. Couldn't get that out. So the first song in that act is In My Dreams. It's called the Cutter Anthem. Then you got Soundtrack to My Life and Simple As. That's act 1. That's the end of the day. So that's like his day coming to an end before he gets into bed. Then act number 2 is called the Rise of the Night Terrors. So this is like Cudi explained. This is when he began falling asleep and he began falling into that trance and having all these nightmares and all that. The songs in those act is Solo Dolo, Nightmare. Number 5, Heart of a Lion. That's a pretty good song. Number 6, My World. Act number 3 is called Taking a Trip. So this is like really when he started getting heavily more into drugs. So the thing about Cudi is the more and more the years progress, the more his depression worsened, the more he used drugs to block out the pain. That's really evident in Man of the Moon 2. Super evident.
Yes.
So in act number 3, Taking a Trip, you got Day and Night, you got Sky Might Fall. That's a fucking amazing track. One of my favorite tracks.
Sky Might Fall is a great track.
That's produced solely by Kanye West.
Yep.
And Kanye West is on it. So it's
Oh, that's
yeah.
a great song.
Then there's
love that song.
Intergalactic, Love Connection Part 1. That's like, it's kind of a fucked up song, you know?
Can
Cudi
you
even
stay
said,
right here?
Cudi even said, he's like, some guy called him and said, man, why are you so different? Like, your sound's different. You got to be like everybody. Like, why are you so different? And he simply replied with, why not? You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't really give a fuck.
He likes being different. That's what makes him so special.
Then Act 4, Stuck. That's Alive. Cudi's own Make Her Say, another one with Kanye West. That song didn't really... Kanye West and Common. Fantastic song. I don't know if it really fits the theme of the first album, you know? Like, I'd see that song. I'd see that song. I know. I'd see that song on Man of the Moon 2. Because Man of the Moon is very personable. Like, he talks about some deep shit about his life, how he was bullied as a kid, how he grew up and no one liked him, how he's anxious and nervous around girls, how he has to be a fake person to fucking survive in society. And like, people used to make fun of him a lot because he was a creative kid. Number 13 is Pursuit of Happiness. Then Act 5.
Classic.
Yeah, it's just classic. Act 5, A New Beginning. Higher, Up, Up, and Away. My favorite track, or our favorite track, is on the deluxe edition. It's number 18, Is There Any Love, featuring Wale.
Very good song.
Fantastic song. That was a very good song.
From like production, flow, lyrics, just everything, it just all worked so well together.
It was a very, very deep song because it was kind of relating back to society. Like, do people care? Is there love in this world still?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
100%, man.
But, like, honestly, if you haven't listened to Man of the Moon, the original album,
Go do it right now.
you have to go listen to it.
This is one of our. It's a really. I'd say it's one of my It's in my top 20 hip hop projects. I'd say.
I was gonna say it's not in my top 10, but but the first one's for sure in my top 20, maybe my top 30 rap projects of all time.
But like, that's just us. It is still a classic, fucking album. You can't deny that.
It's classic.
Both of them.
Both of them.
He doesn't need to make a third one. I
No.
know people want him to, but he shouldn't. He's not in the right headspace. I really gotta get that off my chest. Actually, I hate when people request things of rappers. Like, they request them to be how they were 20 years ago, or they ask them to be someone that they aren't. It's like they make their music because it's how they're feeling at that time. It's their art, and like, you can't just tell them what to make.
Like, perfect example, J. Cole. You're not gonna see him. J. Cole now is super fucking serious and like super. His music is meaningful and like there's a lot of pain behind it. Look at his first album that made a production album, fucking Cole World. That was like poppy. Cole World and Born Sinner, completely different aspects from the range of where Cole is now. You can't go and ask J. Cole, hey J. Cole, give me a Cole World 2. He'll say, fuck that.
He doesn't want to.
He won't give you that.
No. Or like people wanting like the old Kanye back. as much as I would like that too, it's not happening. Like, we need to stop asking of that. We need to just enjoy what he's giving out now. Appreciate for what it is. Appreciate it as new Kanye.
I was gonna say I kind of enjoy that because
it's just
we've seen old Kanye.
Yeah.
I want new Kanye.
Yeah.
But I want new Kanye with a flair of old Kanye. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know totally.
Like I want Kanye to be in the best headspace he can possibly be when he's writing or when he's doing this new album. That's why I'm happy he disconnected himself from everybody. Yeah. He's just fucking writing music again. He's not worrying
Getting
about
himself.
shit.
He's healing himself.
After this, Kanye, after this, we need more albums out of you. But after you give us this album, you have my permission, even though it doesn't matter. You can go and take two or 3 years off. Just focus on your fucking life. Focus on your kids. Focus on your marriage. Come back. Give us fucking bangers. Yeah. Come back and fucking take the game over again. Give us this album and you can take a fucking break for a bit. Be a dad.
Yeah.
Just enjoy life, but you got to give us this album before you do that because we're gonna need something to hold us off. We're gonna need something to hold us over, while you're fucking around with your life and all that shit. I respect that, but you got to give us that album.
I agree.
Classic reviews don't have to go super in depth on the album because people have heard them before. Probably.
They're just kind of like our hip hop reviews. They're almost not even reviews. They're just like discussions. We just talk about the classics because we all know they're classics. We don't need to really rate it. It's just a classic.
And like our ratings can be different than your guys'. Totally. You might not even like Man of the fucking Moon.
We don't even need to give them a rating.
No.
It's a classic. We don't need to. No. It's just a classic.
That album's a classic. But if I were to rate it, because you're gonna rate My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy
on a
as
classic,
right?
Yeah, but I think that's 10 though.
Yeah, but you're
probably like it's not a 10.
It's to me it's a 9.5. Like right now it's a 9.5. I haven't finished listening to it yet, but we're not gonna get into
we
My
should
Beautiful
listen
Dark.
to fucking To Pimp a Butterfly.
We should, but we're not gonna listen to the. We're not gonna listen, and we need to listen to Logic's Everybody.
Yeah.
Man of the Moon 2.
Yeah.
Talk about that one. So Man of the Moon, the original one, we aren't gonna rate it.
We're not gonna rate either of them. They're just classics.
They're just classics, man. I heard someone say, "Hey."
I enjoy the first Man on the Moon better.
Yep.
More. I mean, because it's just more. It's more personal and and it's not as I don't know. It's a lot more. The second one's a lot more poppy and it's got more mainstream appeal. Not to say it is a pop album because it's not. It's just it's more. It's
the
got
last
more mainstream
7
appeal.
songs on Man of the Moon 2 is Man on the Moon, the original.
Yeah,
version.
that's when it really becomes a sequel.
You can tell Cudi was heavily on drugs during that album because he was just. Sometimes it wasn't even like his original flow for Man on the Moon. Like he changed it up almost completely for.
Yeah.
Because he fucking blew up after the original Man on the Moon. He blew up. If you think about it, he released the original Man on the Moon in 2009. He released Man on the Moon 2 in 2010.
Yeah.
Like, he fucking blew up within a year, and then the hype was still around him, and he drops Man on the Moon, the sequel. Like, holy fuck, man.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy. Well done, Cudi. You need to give us another album. I'd like to hear a new Cudi album. I thought Passion, Pain, and Demon Slain was mediocre, but we'll re-listen to it and we'll rate it. But it's an old album now, but...
yeah, it came out last year.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
2015?
16.
2015, I'm pretty sure, bro.
Let's look this up right now.
2016, you're right, okay.
Well,
It's almost 2017, December 16, 2016. He almost released that in 2017. We missed Kid Cudi's concert when he came here to wherever we are. His tickets were like $30. Any case, Man on the Moon 2. Very good album as well. Too poppy at some points. Like it was trying too hard to be mainstream appeal, and it was kind of getting away from the fact of who he is.
Didn't feel like a Man on the
as
Moon
a
2.
person.
Like the first half didn't feel like Man on the Moon.
I was gonna say the Man on the Moon 2 only really kicked in at Mr. Rager, and then from Mr. Rager towards the end, fantastic, awesome songs.
I mean, it's
like
a classic.
Man on the Moon.
These are really like harsh critiques because these are classics. So like we're picking them apart. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like they're classics. We love them. Like they're classics for a reason. If you like, when Cudi first came out, everybody knew fucking Day and Night. Everybody knew Pursuit of Happiness. Everyone knew Make Her Say. Everyone knows of the 2 Man on the Moon albums. They all know of it. You can ask someone. they'll know it. They've heard of it. Like, they're classics. They've done enough to become classics. Like, they're multi-platinum as well. In any case, we just thought we'd throw out a quick video. We know this isn't going too in-depth because, like, they're classics, so we don't feel the need to want to pick them apart so much because, yeah, they're classics for a reason. But we just thought we'd stop before our hike.
What do you guys think of the Man on the Moon? Do you guys consider them classics?
In any case, we're gonna go and continue this hike smoking some ganja. Can't get my words out. You have to say it.
Okay, so we're gonna go finish our hike.
We're gonna go start this hike. We just thought
Little classic review for
we
you
just
guys
thought we'd
real
give
quick.
you something so it holds you over until the next video.
Yes.
The next video will go more in depth.
Fucking baked. So
We're gonna go do this hike.
hold up.
Hold up for what?
Back again like I never left. Young Sinatra, that's to the death. We turned up till we go deaf. Rap packs to my last breath. I cut records like Kid Cudi. Day and night, that's all the time.